As a quarterback, you love having a guy that you can't overthrow.
Right. Just throw it out there. The original helmet catch.
Oh no!
Hard count.
Oh,
Boom.
just a massacre.
This is what we call pure cinema. Hi, Eli Manning here, and welcome to another edition of Eli at the Movies. Today on the show, we'll be looking at the 1991 football film Necessary Roughness. Just as a side note, my dad has been calling this movie Unnecessary Roughness for the past 35 years. Now, don't let the film's poster fool you. Despite a football wearing sunglasses, spurs, and a cowboy hat, there's a lot of serious ball to be found in the 1 hour and 48 minute of runtime. And that's why today, I wanted to have a guest on the show who is equally serious. A man I've watched countless hours of film with over the years, and a man who was arguably an even better lineman in his days than SinBad. That's right, I'm talking about my old teammate, Shaun O'Hara. Shawnee, get on down here. Wake up! Oh yeah, just like the old days of watching film in the team meeting room.
What happened?
Shawnee fast asleep in the back. Yeah, oh wow.
How you doing, buddy?
What an athlete. Oh, I didn't know you had that in you. We're gonna watch a little football movie. We're watching a little film, right?
I love it. We got some snacks?
We'll get those later. Come on, we don't want you. We gotta keep you awake. We gotta keep you awake. Shaun, thanks so much for joining me, watching Necessary Roughness. Obviously, this movie came out when you were 14 years old. Kind of a perfect age for sports comedy. What does this movie mean to you?
14, Eli. Those were some special years.
Yes.
You know, when you're 14, football is life. Like that, and I couldn't wait to go see this movie. I remember the trailer coming out, and look, obviously we knew there were some NFL cameos.
Sure.
Some players were going to be in this, but the football was real. It looked exciting. It's funny too.
Yes.
And I'm not going to lie, I think Kathy Ireland might have been a little bit of a motivation to go see the movie as well.
Yeah,
at 14 years old.
At 14, you were probably more interested in Kathy Ireland than seeing Scott Bakula.
A little bit, yeah. And him and also, Jason Bateman.
Oh yeah. Well, no one knew who he was back then.
Not then, no.
Shaun, before we get going here, I want to remind everyone to subscribe to my YouTube channel and leave comments about what movies you want us to watch next time. So Shaun, you're a subscriber to my YouTube channel, right?
Yeah, of course. It's like me and Cooper.
Just y'all two?
Just the two. So yeah, we need more.
Yeah, we need some more people. All right, Shawnee, before we get to breaking down the tape, let's remind everybody the plot of this movie. Necessary Roughness brings to life the story of a college football power that is leveled by sanctions.
Well, all the players from the old team have been expelled and all the coaches have been fired.
The Texas State Armadillos. I personally prefer the name Catfish to Armadillos, but I can talk about the Hulu Chad series some other time, and I will. I will a lot.
Sure.
I'll keep bringing it up. Is that guy? Yet, thanks to the power of teamwork and the even greater power of sports movie cliches, the Armadillos pull it all together by the end of the season to defeat the mighty University of Texas Colts, one of the premier fictional college football programs in the early 90s.
Big dub.
Shaun, anything I missed in the recap?
No, I mean, you kind of hit everything. It's funny, you mentioned the tryouts.
Tryouts, yeah.
That's pretty interesting. You lose an entire team due to sanctions, and one of the sanctions was paying players, so a little bit different than the college game now. But the tryouts, it was basically like walk-ons.
Yes.
So I have an affinity for this movie because pretty much all the players on this team were walk-ons.
Yeah.
We had no scholarships.
Right.
You mentioned Scott Bakula coming in. I kind of like his style.
He's 40 years old, right? He kind of played some high school football on the farm. There's some clips of him throwing to like an old scarecrow in a '88 jersey, right?
He's nailing it every time.
Yeah.
What did you used to throw into?
We used to do the tire hoop.
Tire hoop.
Yeah, the tire hoop on the tree.
Did you have a cigarette hanging out like Scott?
By the time I was 15, not before that. But yeah. Just
Paul
like,
Blake. He's when he walks on campus, they think he's a teacher.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that's interesting.
I think when I first saw this movie, it wasn't in theaters. I was just at home. You didn't have a program. You're just kind of flipping through the channels, and I saw Scott Bakula playing quarterback. I assumed this was an episode of Quantum Leap, and he had been thrown into playing quarterback for a team, but he never went back into his original person. So I was like, no, I think this is a movie, but I was very confused. So that, the 4 people who watch Quantum Leap will get that reference right there. But all right, I think it's time to go into depth.
Let's do it.
On Necessary Roughness.
Let's get some football.
Let's watch our first clip here. This is when the Armadillos play the Texas Colts in the final game. They're in an early deficit, and then this happens.
Round right, 22 trap, man. They've seen the game films. They know you're never gonna go to me, and I'm wide open. I'll catch
The
you.
receivers are always wide open, you know that? But look-
7-Eleven.
Yeah. I've never seen a receiver say, I'm wide open, throw it, and the whole offensive line like, don't do it. Don't throw it. And so throughout the whole course, this guy, I mean,
Well, so they've seen him drop multiple passes.
his nickname is Stonehands. That is not his real name. And right here,
Oh, and these wheels. Look at
Featherstone.
it. The coach is telling him not to throw it.
Yeah. Oh, gets crushed.
Oh.
Just crushed. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
3 people right there hitting him, Sean.
clearly a blitz.
What kind of pressure are we bring in there?
That's a nice tight spiral, huh, Eli? It looks like one of your balls.
I used to like to throw a little wobbly football
now it's
because
tight.
I thought the receivers would concentrate it more if it was wobbly. Tight spiral, they take their eyes off it.
He caught it.
So all season long, I mean, they were throwing him in practices, everything. He cannot catch. He's not caught a pass all season. That shows how bad the team was. You have a receiver that can't catch.
He's your number one?
Yeah, we can't, replace him with anybody. We
Right.
still got to keep him in the game and showing clips of him. Just got to keep him in there. You got to keep him in there even though he can't catch.
He ran a 13 flat in the hurdles. Like, that was his thing. He was a track guy. So
Yeah.
he was all speed, just a burner. And as a quarterback, you love having a guy that you can't overthrow. Right?
Just throw it out there.
Did you ever play with anybody that just kind of had tough hands or had a bad week, bad game, bad practice?
Yeah, you were terrible. That's why you played center.
That's why you stopped throwing it to me. Yeah. Don't throw it to him.
All right, let's go back. Obviously, he catches this one in the big game. Let's kind of take a look back at some of Featherstone / Stonehands making a play in training camp right here. Oh, there's a
Wide open
drop.
Alligator arm.
I mean, Paul Blake is throwing dimes right here.
Yeah. Yeah, he can.
Again, there's the coach. So obviously, look at that timing.
What's that, a little curl route?
Curl route.
Oh, there you go. That's a catch.
All right, the original helmet catch. Right
Yes.
there. That is the one.
In the face mask. That's hard to do.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah. I thought of that punchline all by myself. They didn't even have to write that one. I saw that and it was like helmet
Right.
catch, right?
When
It
you
makes
can
too
catch a
much sense.
football against the helmet or in the face mask, like, good things happen.
Good things happen. You're
Yeah.
going to eventually win a game using
Yeah.
that play.
Hopefully a big one.
And the weird part is that play that we ran in Super Bowl 42 with David Tyree caught, that was exactly how he planned it.
Right.
Coach told y'all not to block
100%.
anybody.
Let 'em all come free.
Just like, Eli, you be that like superior athlete.
Break a
Break a couple
tackle.
tackles like you always do, and then throw it to Tyree's helmet.
Heave ho.
And it worked just how we practiced it. It's amazing.
Yeah. It was
Practice
aw- it
makes
was
perfect.
awesome. And I mean, Tyree, just climbing the stairway to heaven there, like, that was pretty
Yeah.
epic. Good overthrow.
Good. Yes. Thank you. Good protection.
Have
Good-
you noticed
good
that
job.
a lot of your big highlights and throws are acrobatic catches by receivers?
I have noticed that.
What happened to hit him in the numbers?
I'm a part of a lot of really great catches.
Yes.
Odell's one-handed catch, Manningham on the sideline, Tyree.
Not a lot of catch and runs.
Yeah, I don't know what.
Yeah, weird.
It's weird. I think I blame the protection.
Clearly.
All right, let's break down another scene here. This is from earlier in the Armadillo season before Paul Blake took over at quarterback. This play
Right.
ends in a sack, but let's freeze on the protection right here, Shawnee.
Yeah.
I mean, this is pretty good protection
I like
right
it.
here.
I like it.
For a team that's got a bunch of guys that aren't on scholarship. You got 33 on the right here. He's kind of chipping.
Yeah. Got a little chip by the running back.
This quarterback looks a little scared.
That's Banks right there. So he's in, I think, because Blake got benched for calling his own play. And
He threw it past the Featherstone and dropped it.
So you're right. The protection's good. I mean, look, the center's eyeing the Mike linebacker. Manu's got him. We got bodies on bodies over here. The running back 33's chipping the tight end. He's putting him on there. That's SinBad, I think, playing left tackle. And I mean, he's a teacher.
Yeah.
He's 10 years removed from college as well. He's locking him out. He's leaving the pocket.
And by the way, another great clip of a center doing a great job,
Yeah.
not blocking anybody.
He's waiting.
You're just sitting there.
That's a
going,
green dogger.
Look right, look left. Don't block anybody.
Got a green dog bless. So Eli, as a quarterback, you can't break. He's breaking contain for no reason, right?
It's a bootleg.
Pocket integrity.
It's a
That was
bootleg.
play action. Have you ever told the referee to do this?
I don't think so. You're not feeling good. No one's open, and you just want to say, blow the whistle. Blow the whistle.
He's literally hiding behind the referee, saying, "Blow the whistle, blow the whistle."
Blow the
And
whistle.
I think the referee gets tackled.
Yeah, the referee
with
gets
him, too.
sacked with them. You get a full crunch. But Shauna, you can't have a great sports movie without a motivational speech.
Yeah.
Right. I've always said that motivational speeches are usually what helps win football games. It's not the preparation.
Right.
It's not the practice. It's not everything. The hundreds of hours you put in that week of preparation. No. it's the halftime motivational speech or the pregame speech. That's what really wins a football game or loses it.
And,
right
and
there.
the more yelling, the better the impact,
All right.
and the more language that you can use.
So I'm going to take a moment, and we're going to go into one of the great motivational speeches of all time. This is at halftime. It's the assistant coach, Wally Rigg, is taking over. The head coach they think he's having a heart attack maybe. They don't know what's happening. So he's taking over. We got halftime, and he's just a little fed up. Let's hear it right here.
Let's analyze what's been working for us. Not a goddamn thing's been working for us.
Oh, here goes the hat. There's the jacket.
Tie's gone.
I love it.
Clip on.
Oh, the buttons go flying.
You know how to play winning hard-nosed football? You play football like a Gennaro played football.
That's the head coach.
A guy who gave his life for this football team. He was a 140-pound halfback, and he played like a goddamn wild man.
Oh, he's like shocked to hear
No,
that.
like a goddamn rampaging beast. And that's the way you're gonna do it. You go out there, you tear their heads off, and you shit down their necks.
Let us pray.
Right. You got to end it with a prayer.
It's always let us pray. The most it's amazing to hear like this, cursed, infused speech and everything, and we gotta right here. You gotta, take a dump down their throat.
Yeah, I mean,
but we gotta pray after that.
That's like the classic line.
Yeah.
Like you've heard it a million times.
Yeah.
And it's it's one of those things where, all right, I'm getting really vulgar now. I got to say a prayer. I got to cleanse myself. I got to say my Hail Marys.
You have like a motivational speech that's the most memorable? It could be a good one or like a really bad one. I think the bad ones are probably the most memorable.
Yeah, those are the ones that kind of stick out. I missed a lot of the halftime speeches because I was changing my pants because you didn't like the fact that I sweat a lot.
My center, Shaun O'Hara, was such a sweater that his pants were sweating so bad every time I got the snap, it was wet. We actually made him change his pants at halftime.
That was my entertainment. For halftime was my entertainment of you having to change your pants, and your cleats were spatted. So you had to get like on your back, legs up, like you were in stirrups, and they had to like take the pants off over your shoes.
Yeah, over the cleats. That was a challenge.
Yes,
I'm glad you were watching what was going on with me and not listening to the adjustments.
Yeah, no, it was more important to make sure you got some dry pants on.
I felt like I had the shortest halftime of anybody because I spent half of it trying to get new pants on, dry pants. I do think not so much halftime speeches, but like Coach Coughlin's speech to us the night before Super Bowl 42
that was good.
Was one that I think we all remember, and it resonated, and it wasn't like that. It was much more endearing and much more emotional. And much more personal.
Yes, no doubt.
So that one I remember. But I do remember you would always break us down, and you were not trying to give a big speech.
I'm not a talker. I'm not a talker.
Not a talker. It was kind of, hey, keep it simple, do your job, but dominate. Dominate was your go-to. Dominate on three.
Dominate on three. That's
every
all we
time.
had to do. That's all we had to do.
That's it.
I wanted y'all to dominate, so then it made my job easier.
Well played.
So, all right, let's fast forward to the end of the movie, and you got the huge matchup with the Texas Colts. And, this team had already had a big rivalry. They already got in a bar fight at one point during it. Their best player is Flat Top. He's a middle linebacker. He's got a sweet flat top.
Great name.
Great name. And he's talking trash, bar fights. They play the first game, they kill him. And so they're going to see in this last game, the Armadillos have not won a game. I think they tied their last game.
Yeah, and that was like a win.
We
didn't lose.
Had a last-second field goal to tie it. Right here, they got a chance to tie the game with an extra point against the undefeated Colts, and this is what we call pure cinema right here.
The Colts will be coming after the ball with everything they've got to try and block this kick.
Kathy, there's Flat Top right there.
That's Banks. Right? And if they kick it, they tie.
They kick it, they
so
tie.
They're going for the dub. They're going for the win.
They're going for the tie. Not so fast. It's a fake.
He's out. It's a fake. I can't believe it. They're going for the win.
A fake field goal.
Fake extra.
He's rolling out right.
Or maybe it's a field goal or an extra.
And that's Featherstone.
That's Featherstone's double team now.
Yeah,
he couldn't catch one all year, but now he caught one touchdown. They're double
Eli,
team.
it looks like you running around for his life. Right before, in the huddle, the center said to him, "They will never touch you," right?
They will not touch you. There you go. There he is now.
Here he comes.
This is a little flashback,
Throw it,
right?
Eli.
He's on the
Throw
farm.
it.
He's on the farm. Flashback. He goes back to seeing the old scarecrow.
Same number.
88 sitting there. Oh, he's thinking about it.
There it is. There's the flashback.
Look at this. Look at this protection, though. This is one of the great blocks of all time, Shaun. Right here.
Oh, yeah.
Boom.
Deep
Watch
cleater.
this.
Oh,
Face mask off. Blood coming out of the mouth.
yeah.
I mean,
Oh, look at that. Hit him right in the numbers. That's how you do it, Ian.
right in the numbers.
Right in the chest.
Split the numbers. Right there.
Wow.
Did you ever have one of those? Did you ever have one of those blocks? I mean, that is a
Every week.
every
What do you
week. I
mean?
mean, no, like,
No, that
you're,
was-
you're running backward. You're just
At
like
full
hitting full
speed.
speed. I mean, you ruin a guy's career
I
right
mean,
there.
that was like two rams colliding, and for the face mask to come off too, that's epic.
It's funny.
Oh.
For a long time, I always thought Jason Bateman caught the final touchdown because there's a big part of him like he was cheating, and SinBad had to tutor him. He was gonna have to miss a few weeks of practice. Yet he never makes one play in the movie. And I think he was a backup. I don't know why they were so concerned with him having to be on the team and making his grades.
Yeah.
He like takes a test and he gets a C, and he got a little dance move right there. He and SinBad.
He and SinBad, they were down to it's time to party. That was
There
kind
you
of
go.
one of his big lines.
What do you think the Armadillos program does from here? Like, is this a win that can just put them back on the map, and they're all of a sudden next year they're rocking and rolling? You think?
I think the recruits are rolling in the next year. I mean,
Right.
once they get off the sanctions, get the scholarships back, who doesn't want to go play for Straight Arrow Gennaro, right? I mean, and you won. I mean, it was a game. They didn't win the whole championship, but that's who you want to go play for, a guy like that.
Do you think Coach Wiley's maybe taking a head coaching job somewhere else, or do you think he's going to stay there?
I don't know.
That was a big talk. That was a big win for him.
That was a big speech. That helped win the game. I think the challenge would be, does he get to take Gennaro's playbook with him? Because he kind of let him borrow his playbook.
The playbook. Ooh.
So that could be tough.
The big playbook, right?
Yeah.
And the whistle. He gave him the big whistle.
big whistle,
Too.
yeah.
That was a big moment in
That
the
was-
hospital.
that was huge. I think the challenge with all this is they were up against the dean. He was kind of the heel in this movie. The dean did not want them to be big-time college football. He was all about academics. So that could end up swaying his decision.
There was a big part, Blake hated the dean, right? He calls a little quarterback sweep when
Yes,
the dean's on the
28.
sideline, and so they run into him and he gets knocked out.
Yeah, but I think he's holding on to the ball.
He's on the ball. He had all the
Yeah.
papers saying that, I've gone back and regraded all the papers for your team,
Yeah.
and they didn't have the grade point average, so he
He's
gets
constantly
knocked out.
trying to disqualify players. And actually, that's why they had to play Ironman football, because
Yeah.
they didn't have enough guys to play 11 on offense, 11 on defense. It was all because of that dean.
And I think we got to go back and watch another scene. A lot of cameos of some former football players.
They had a little scrimmage.
They had a scrimmage against the inmates.
Yeah.
They had the
Texas
Texas
State Penitentiary.
They want to play a little scrimmage. Coach. I think the dean actually
The dean set it up.
The dean set up
Yes.
this game. They want to kind of toughen up the team a little bit, and it's one of the great scenes right here.
What do you know about these guys?
What do you know about?
Funny
They
feeling
all
about this.
got a record. All right, so we got Roger Craig.
No, that's
Who's that?
Tony Dorsett.
Tony Dorsett.
That's Randy White.
Randy White.
That's
Too Tall
Jones.
Jones.
Too Tall Jones.
That's Roger Craig.
How do you do?
That's
Dick Butkus.
Dick Butkus.
As loyal Armadillo fans, my colleagues and I are pleased to
Herschel
be able
Walker.
to help you in your time of need, and we look forward
That's
to
Roger
a
Craig.
workout.
Jerry Rice is in there.
Gentlemen, this is your home
that
field,
Lambert?
so
Jack
He's smoking a
Please.
cigarette.
take the ball.
Jim Kelly. Look, SinBad.
All right, Dillos,
Jim Kelly.
let's get it on. Yeah.
Sean,
that's awesome.
just a little reminder: if you're ever going against a bunch of inmates and felons, don't go in a hard count early on.
No.
Right?
Don't drum offside.
Yeah,
but you want to butter him up, too.
Yeah, be sweet. SinBad tries right
Yeah.
here. Look.
Listen here, guys, I want you to know something. I believe you're all innocent. I really mean that.
You're all innocent.
I feel a lot of love on
I
this
feel
field.
a lot of love.
Oh, no!
Hard count.
Oh.
Boom.
Oh, just a massacre. Oh, my gosh.
Look at the dean. There's the dean loving it.
Oh. Everybody's on the ground.
Come on, you're offside.
You're offside.
You know, I usually play tennis instead of.
You should play tennis. Yeah.
Oh, boy. Here we go. Huh? All right. Scrimmage is over. One play.
One play. Didn't get much accomplished.
Everybody's
right there.
dead.
What are you in for anyway? Computer fraud.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I think I swallowed a finger.
Yeah, I think it's Evander Holyfield.
I don't feel so good. I think I swallowed a finger.
Oh, that's awesome.
I mean, just one play, jump, hard count, jump off sides, full fight, wrestling match, and
That's kind of like what training camp practices were. Anytime we had a practice, a joint practice, we did this against the Jets up in Albany one time.
Oh,
we had a brawl. It wasn't quite that much of a massacre.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was.
I remember early on, we had a couple fights, kind of early training camp, and then Coach Coughlin came in and he said, hey, he kind of made a speech. It's like, we have one more fight. If you get in a fight, you're out. You're out of practice. You're going to the locker room. We had like an old veteran guy, like 14 years. First play, starts the fight. Oh, he's like, you get out of here. And he's just walking to the locker room smiling. He's like, never kick him out of. I don't want to practice.
Yeah.
I want to get kicked out of practice. That's like a gift.
That wasn't punishment to him.
And Coughlin, he was almost like he was so mad, but he appreciated, it's like, you got me. You got me. I won't make that mistake again. I'm gonna make you run instead.
Yeah.
You got to punish them.
Next time, if you start a fight, you have to play every play.
Yeah.
You don't
You're
get
not
a break.
coming out of practice.
Yeah,
you're
taking
in
every snap.
Every snap. You're taking first team, second team, third team.
I feel like Soybert was always a little bit of an instigator.
Oh, yeah.
Richie always loved a little fight, and then he was the same thing. He knew if he had 6 plays in team, if he did it on the third play, he would get the last 3 plays out. But he was also big on buttering people up.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember when we played Albert Hainsworth when he was in Washington?
Sure. He did a SinBad.
Yes, he did. He was like, hey, Albert, after a play, I just want to let you know I vote for you for the Pro Bowl every year. And we heard him. We get back in the huddle, I'm like, Steve, you're not going to believe what Soybert just said. He just totally buttered up Albert.
Yeah. Well, especially those defensive tackles. Those guys, they get a little tired. They won't play hard. They'll take some plays off. If you hit them late or you're talking trash, they'll play hard. You don't poke the bear. You want to sweet talk them and. He's like, Albert likes me. He's like, me and Albert are friends. He's not going to go hard.
I think he asked for a jersey swap after the game.
All right, I think we got one more clip here. They have a guy who's kind of a samurai guy, and he just had enough, and he just wants to take over a play and just, let's let the film do the talking for us here.
This is you, baby. This is you.
This is you.
You must show us some respect. It's a seesaw battle. Neither offense can move.
If I were lined up and I saw a guy in a karate stance like that, I'd be a little nervous.
Jiu-jitsu. Oh, look at that.
Oh, good protection also. Wait, how do you call that? Oh. How do you?
That's an ejection. Oh yeah.
Great announcing in this game.
Yeah. So what's great is the ref now.
Oh yeah, here it is.
Illegal contact. Number 51. Zenkutsu elbow thrust. To the up back. Oimawatsu roundhouse lunge kick.
That looked like a crane kick.
Takatani insword block. Never mind. 15 yards. First down.
Oh,
It was worth 15 yards with that.
Yeah.
Like you get to totally knock out like 4 guys. And
and to see the referee do that.
Yeah,
Like, Ed Hockley having to go through all that.
Yeah, the ref is the highlight of this, going through naming the moves.
Rob Schneider had a great role in this.
Rob's,
he was the broadcaster,
he's the broadcaster.
play-by-play guy. Some great one-liners, some great color.
Great color right there.
He did both kind of play-by-play and the color.
They couldn't afford anyone else.
Right.
So he was the only guy in the booth.
Yes.
That's it. Thanks for coming out for another edition of Eli at the Movie. Shaun, you were the perfect guest to watch Necessary Roughness with. Obviously, outside of Jason Bateman or I guess Scott Bakula or probably SinBad would have been good. Kathy Ireland would have been much better than you. But no offense, obviously. But besides all of them, you would have been, you're like the best besides that. But,
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course.
Thanks for the snacks.
Anytime. And of course, remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And we'll see you for the next one. And Shaun, actually that linebacker who did all the samurai kicks, he would have been better than you also. I should have reached out to him. But we'll see you next time.